Hi, this is Jackie's Reading Room, and I'm your host, Jackie P. Have you turned some pages today? What do Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama, and Matthew McConaughey have in common? Well, you could say that they're all American, they're all famous, quite likely around the world. But really, today, what I want to say is they all wrote a book, and this book was made into an audiobook read by themselves. So let me ask you this. Are you a fan of audiobooks? If so, what do you listen to? Do you listen to fiction or some nonfiction perhaps? How do you listen to your audiobooks? Do you have a subscription to a service? Or like me, yes, I admit it. I'm very old fashioned. I have the CDs that I listen to in my car. Do you like to do that? Well, according to reviewmoose.ca, audiobooks are an excellent way to get fully immersed in a book, and they can even help with improving reading speed, pronunciation, comprehension, etc. If you believe the audiobook market, that it's worth actually $3.28 billion. That was in 2019. And so if you think of what happened between 2019 and now, I wouldn't be surprised if that number is even higher today, after the pandemic, where a lot of people might have turned to audiobooks. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. And I want to start by telling you that you won't be surprised that Audible, which maybe many of you have subscribed to, is one of the most prominent players in the audiobook market. You have others, other like service providers, but this is the main one. And perhaps for those of you like me who go to your local library on a regular basis, you may have noticed that there is usually quite a large choice of your good old CDs that you can borrow. I know that right here in Montreal, there is a very big library that's called La Grande Bibliothèque, right? It's a province-wide library, and they have a very large collection of audiobooks that you can borrow there. One of the things that surprised me in that on that website was that the average Canadian audiobook listener is female. Well, that's not that surprising, but she's a female between 25 and 34. And I thought, huh, I didn't think that. I would have thought that maybe older people who perhaps have a challenge with reading on the page would read audiobooks. Um, so I was surprised about that, and I'm clearly not in that um, age range. Um, from the same website, a quote that I also liked was that most people listen to audiobooks while driving, commuting, or going on a road trip. And that's exactly my case. Um, I am not a huge audiobooks person, in the sense that I've purchased only a few in my life so far. And once again, I'm referring to the actual CDs. And when I do want to listen to an audiobook, I usually go for a nonfiction title. And the reason why I will pick that is because it's read by the author. For me, picking an audiobook or that's read by the author, it's like the full immersion, where you not only get the story but you get the voice, and this is fantastic. I was a subscriber for a while to Audible, and I did listen to a few short audiobooks that were excellent, by the way. I just realized that I didn't have time, and perhaps I didn't want to spend the time. Could be, right? But today I'd like to tell you about two audiobooks that I enjoyed. And once again, I'm referring to the CDs over the last few years, and I still have them. It's the kind of thing that I purchase and I keep, because I can always go back to them. So the first one is Oprah Winfrey's What I Know for Sure. This is a book that came out in 2014. And when I was looking on indigo.ca, it says that the hardcover and the audiobook were sold out. So just to let you know, um, you might have to go to your local library to find either one of them. And this is basically a collection of Oprah's wisdom, right? From her monthly column that she used to write in her monthly magazine, which was called the Oprah Magazine. It's now become a quarterly, as far as I'm concerned. And so she compiled some of her most interesting columns that were called What I Know for Sure. And it's just incredible. I I put you to the test to remain down or sad when you listen to Oprah in your car. It's impossible. I mean, this woman lifts you up just by saying hello. So it's like she's talking to you, really. Um, so on the CD, I found out, about when she performed with Tina Turner. Um, Oprah has had a, let's just say, a complicated relationship with food. So she has a few segments on food and on how she enjoys eating fresh food. She has a garden, I believe, in her house in Hawaii. I also heard about her road trip with her best friend Gail King, and it's at times it was hilarious. At times it gives you kind of food for thought. But I love this audio CD. As a matter of fact, I also have the book itself. If ever sometimes I feel like I need a little pep talk type thing, I can put that in my car and listen to Oprah, and it works for sure. Another one that I enjoyed more recently is called Green Lights by actor Matthew McConaughey. And this book came out in 2020. And it was named one of the best books of the year by The Guardian. And a little funny story was that the pandemic was raging at the time, and I had ordered the hardcover from the U.S. And then a friend of mine was sending me the book. The book took forever to arrive, and I got the audiobook to be able to listen to the story first. So in the end, I ended up with, I believe, two copies of the book and the audiobook. And Green Lights is really a kind of a very unique memoir by Matthew, and it's a collection of his diaries, notes, and I quote, things that made me marvel. He also has what he calls bumper stickers, like little tidbits, um, I guess pieces of wisdom. I read and I listened at the same time. So I had the book, I would read a bit, and then I would listen to the audio in my car. Very unique, as I was saying, funny at times. It's also quite fascinating because you get to know about a lot of the movies that he was on. So for someone like me who loves movies, and I'm fascinated with the movie industry, and I was also watching all of Matthew's films at the time, kind of watching them again because I've seen most of them. And it was sometimes also sad because he talks about how his father had passed away, and it was just at the beginning of his career, and his dad had actually okayed his choice to be an actor. And this whole process, it was super interesting, and a bit like I read to you earlier, I was fully immersed really in the story through his voice and through his story. So I highly recommend it. I'm sure you can still find that in stores or online, any place where you purchase books online. And another one that I have not listened to, but I believe would be worth checking out, is Becoming by Michelle Obama, that came out in 2018. Well, because the book itself is very well was very well received, and Michelle also won the spoken word Grammy for it in 2020. And I also saw that she joined her husband as a member of that list of Grammy winners for spoken word awards, because Barack also won that prize for his memoir. So, something to look forward to. So, ask yourself, would you, if you've never listened to an audiobook, would you try it today? What would you like to listen to? And if not, why not? Perhaps today I gave you a few ideas, right, with these three titles that are all nonfiction. And as a matter of fact, next time I talk to you, I will be talking to you about that. So hope that you enjoyed, and don't forget to keep on turning those pages. See you soon.